This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it, body.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out your eyes.
That's right, 27 minutes into the hour. We're doing something really special today with Movie Junkies. We actually have a live guest in the studio with us for Movie Junkies, and we're going to talk about a new project that's coming out.
It's called As I Am, The Life and Times of DJ AM. It's a biopic, a documentary screening at the Tribeca Film Festival. The premiere is tonight, and with us today we have Joel Marcus, who is the editor, and also Kevin Kerslake, the director.
Hey, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Now, this As I Am, The Life and Times of DJ AM is really has a personal place in my heart, being from California and coming from the hip-hop scene, directly through the DJing scene, of the 90s and the early millennium. I knew DJ AM for a long period of time, and in my opinion, he was one of the first DJs to become a celebrity mega DJ to the tune of what we're seeing now. It was DJ AM who was making those big DJ appearances, making that big money that kind of set the groundwork for a lot of what you see the EDM DJs are making now, these 8-figure salaries. But before a lot of those guys, that was DJ AM and scam artists and all those guys that were really promoting them right, making Vegas pay them. So it just kind of opened the doors for a lot of folks. He had been DJing for years. Last time I got a chance to see him was at LAX, the club he was doing. And, maybe a couple months prior to his passing, and I took DJ Revolution, who was also from LA, and works on the King Tech and Sway Wake Up Show. He does it with us every Monday. And Rev is just like a turntable enthusiast, purist, and we never would go to those type of clubs. And I said, man, this is something different because it's AM. So he knows where we come from and what we do. And the fact that he's on this bigger platform, you might want to look into this. You see how much money he's getting paid? And so we went to the club and we were watching him mix for this audience. And it was an interesting audience of people who love pop and people who love hip hop. And he saw Revolution and just kind of did the whole bowing thing, just to show respect to Rev. And he allowed Rev to get on the turntables and to spin at a kind of what you consider a mainstream club for the first time. And Rev was so thrilled about it because he got to play a whole big variety of records. That was the last time I saw him. So to see that you guys are making this is it a documentary? It's
a documentary, yeah. Feature length. It covers his entire life. So it's sort of a portrait of an artist all the way up, from the seeds of first falling in love with music and getting on the decks all the way up through his death.
We were talking outside because they first premiered the trailer for this back in 2013. So this movie has been in the making for quite a while. And Joel was saying he had, I think, what you said, like 300 hours of like video. And
I had about 350 hours of interview that Kevin had shot and ended up with about 120,000 stills and 20,000 clips of video that we had to whittle down to 102 minutes.
You got people like Travis Barker. Eminem even did a tribute song to AM. I think it was called "Talking to Myself." I believe back in few years back. I think 2011 or something when that song came out. What did you find was most impactful about who DJ AM was to the people that you interviewed?
I think AM had just such a big heart, and like your story with Rev, he shined a light on a lot of people, and he pulled people out of the hole of obscurity, possibly, that had talent, and it didn't matter what you looked like, where you came from. I just think that AM just had this love of music, and he wanted to put it out there. That also extended outside of the world of music in terms of him helping people who were suffering in other ways. But I think that fact of just having such a big heart was probably the most telling element that shone through in every single aspect of doing the film.
Did he have a problem? See, the substance abuse, and I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with any of that, with the stuff I started hearing that he had an issue with substance abuse. What was that? What did you find out about that, or is that covered in this at all?
We go pretty deep into it, actually. He actually started drinking when he was 11 years old.
Snap, damn.
And he actually said his first his very first drug was breathing. He'd hyperventilate when he was 6 years old, and then pass out. And you know, it's pretty early to get turned on to that sort of thing, and that never comes out of a happy place, right? So, and that eventually evolved. It found its way into crack. He drank and went through all sorts of different drugs, but he became a pretty heavy crack addict. And at the age of 25, he bottomed out. He put a gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger, and the gun didn't go off. So from that moment on, basically, he started to turn his life around, and it's linked up pretty clearly with his success. At that point, his career started to rocket up, and he just became a monster. I mean, his skills, DJ wise, they were always fast even before that, but they had a focus at that point that he didn't have before, and he was on the right path. He was who knew what was possible with his skills, right? And his entrepreneurial instincts and his love of other DJs. And the thing that turned things around was the plane crash.
The plane crash. I want to talk about the plane crash and everything DJ AM. It's a story of a DJ, story of an artist. If you have any questions, 888-742-3345. Give us a call. Talking to myself, Eminem, Sway the Morning Shade 45. We got very special guests in here. It's a special edition of Movie Junkies with DB. And normally DB, what he does is he's like a movie critic, so he'll prepare a segment and put clips of a movie in there, different movies and from different guests that we've had on the show. But today he wanted to do it live, and it was important to you to do this live because of the nature of the content of the movie, As I Am, the Life and Times of DJ AM.
Yeah, for more than one reason, because I love movies and everything like that, and I was really looking to this one in particular because with DJ AM, me being a DJ, he was a big influence on myself and DJ Wonder and tons of other DJs, like countless people. He worked with a lot of people like Steve Aoki and DJ Spider and all these guys who I feel like AM was pretty much the innovator of open format DJing, which was like cross-blending all types of genres and mashing up music that you never thought would put together. So, I was talking to him outside in the hallway, and Wonder told me a story about Mr. C telling Wonder, you should check out this kid AM. This was before he really like blew up on the scene, and he was like, yo, this kid he's putting together like hip hop with rock, and he's just blending all this crazy stuff, and he's really going to be big. And they were saying that there's actually a clip or interview with Mr. C talking about the first time he met AM. So I mean, he influenced a lot of people.
So he was one of the innovators of that style, correct?
Indeed. Yes.
Let me get this popcorn off my mouth. And you cover that too. Like a lot of people don't know. We're saying DJ AM, and a lot of listeners are like, "Who is he?" And he passed away when
2009.
2009,
yeah.
and he did he take his own life?
There's speculation about that. Accidental overdose is the coroner's explanation, but there's speculation that it was by his own hand. By his own hand, and we know, as you said earlier, he had been battling with demons since he was 11. But it's when he had the plane wreck, and that Travis Barker was a part of, and a couple of crew members actually didn't survive, and it just seemed like things start spiraling at that point too. Or yeah, he had been 11 years sober at the time of the crash, had an impeccable game when it came to sobriety, I think, according to those in that world, and. But if you go through something like that, you're going to be suffering from some pain, and you got to do some pain meds. And then he jumped on a plane within 3-4 weeks. He was actually touring with Jay-Z, and he got back to work right away. And I think that there were some virtues in that because get back up on the horse and let music heal you. And I think that really it had some positive effect on that.
Yeah.
But I think it also it created a situation where he had to get on a plane once or twice a day, and every time you get on a plane, if you've been in a plane crash, I can imagine that every time you land and every time you take off, you're going to die. And to deal with that anxiety, he had to medicate via Xanax, and that opens the door.
That's the gateway, right?
Just for not caring about the good stuff or the bad stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it ultimately just sucked him down.
So how long was this in production? I mean, like AM passed away in 2009, but I mean, you guys have been working on stuff for a long time with getting interviews from certain DJs and everything like that. Like when did this really come about?
I finally came on board in November of 2012. 2012, I guess. So we've been at it about 2.25 years, which is short comparatively, to compare to some other documentaries. But and right away, AM's mom, Andrea, she gave me his laptops. And so Joel and I started going through those, and there was a ton of information.
You still have them? Can I get some music from there?
like what was in the laptops? Was it like beats and stuff, production?
It was it was music, photos, movies, just his life, and we just started sifting through and seeing what was useful, logging it, collating it, and trying to get a picture of his life. Really.
Was there any like were there any nudes in there? Was there any explicit stuff in there?
I plead the fifth.
No, I mean that's a yes or no. Whether it was or wasn't. Was it? What was?
It was. There was everything.
There was everything. So, because I know he used to go out with Mandy Moore, right?
Nicole Richie.
Oh, Nicole Richie
and Mandy Moore.
And Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
So.
And more.
And more. So we saw a lot of that then in this laptop, huh?
We saw a lot of it.
You saw Nicole Richie naked?
No.
Okay. Oh. That's not what this interview is about. I'm just curious, gentlemen. Damn, man, we put so much in our laptops, right?
I'm going to erase my history right now.
Man,
you never know.
So this means there'll be a lot of exclusive footage never before seen in this, As I Am, The Life and Times of DJ AM, and it's screening now during Tribeca Film Festival. There's a screening tonight at 9:15 if you're in the tri-state area at the Regal Theater, but it's sold out. There's screenings tomorrow tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. at the BTC Theater 6, BT Theater 7 on Wednesday at 3 p.m., and BTC Theater 6 again on Saturday, April 25th, 9:30 p.m. So people can actually see this. Still, the public can see this but it fills up quick, right?
This is just for the festivals, though. We'll be back with a wider release. We're just playing the festival circuit right now, and Tribeca's, we're doing the world premiere tonight. So this is the first time that anybody has seen this movie.
Wow, yeah. Man, I wish I had to fly to Oakland tonight. Otherwise, I would love to check it out. But I'll be around next week when you guys. No, I won't be around next week either. Okay, Wednesday the 22nd, I'll be around. Unfortunately, next week I got where am I going, Kelly? Atlantic City. We got a big party if you guys want to take a break from all this and come party with us at Harris.
We're down.
Okay, you're down?
Yeah.
All right. Man, congratulations, man. You're telling the story of an icon in the DJ world and somebody who was very respected and truly missed, and, I'm glad I got a chance to see him rise. I was in the game before him, but to watch the lane, everybody takes their different methods and their different paths on how they find their success that we can all learn from. And I think he really opened the door to what we're seeing now. When you see these guys like Afrojack or David Guetta or Steve Aoki or, some of these guys who are making millions a year for DJing as they should, in my opinion, because DJs have always been a cornerstone of hip hop and music in general. He's one of the pioneers of that, right? And, in my opinion. So, gentlemen, thank you for coming by.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, rest in peace to DJ AM, but his legacy lives on because of this movie, As I Am, The Life and Times of DJ AM. DB, thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming by also. I'm looking forward to seeing it tonight.
Thank you for having us.
And if you want DB to review your film or a film that you think is worthy of review, hit DB up directly.
Twitter, The Real DB, Instagram, Animal Status.
It's Sway in the morning, only
On Shade 45.